Hi there, this is Malay and welcome to my channel. In today's video, let's take a look at a basic understanding of a switch case in the Power Automate desktop. Switch case helps you to evaluate particular value for a variable and then execute the list of actions for that specific value set. So let's deep dive. We'll go with a grading and a score system. So if the score is less than or equal to 400, we will give a grade D and we'll exit there. If the score is less than or equal to 600, we'll have a grade C and exit. If the score is less than or equal to 800, it's going to be grade B and exit. And there will be a default grade, which is A. Okay, that's the switch case that we are going to look at. Let's flip back to Power Automate desktop. So very first is what we're going to be doing is we will set a variable and let's just call it as the score. And let's add a default value to 600 for now. Let's drag one more variable and let's call it as the grade. Now grade is something which we will be defining through a switch case depending on the value that we have passed in the score. So we need to assign a blank value rather, right? So if you click on save, you will see an error because you really cannot set a variable with the blank value. Okay, so the way we need to set the grade as a blank value is through this. So you give two percentage sign and you can give a double quotations in between. What that indicates is this is actually now set as the blank value. To actually prove that, let's go and use display message. Okay, I'll just put a title and in the message let's just quickly display the grade, click on save, hit run, and you will see that we don't have any value displayed. So what that means is we are successful setting the grade variable as the empty. Let's delete this and now let's look for a switch. So value to check, which value we want to check? So we want to check the score. So select score from here, click save. And this will add the block of switch. So you can see a start of a switch and the end of the switch. So for that, first what we need to select is the case and put it inside the switch. So first case is going to be less than or equals to, as we had already seen in the notepad. So if that is 400, then what we need to do is we need to set a variable, drag inside the case, set variable. The variable that we'll be setting is the grade and the grade is going to be D. Okay, now let's get the second case. The next is this case and again that's going to be less than or equals to 600. Click on save, go for set variable, drag it here. The variable that we will be setting is grade and that's going to be C. Again we will go with case, put it here, less than or equals to 800 and that's going to be set variable. Let's set the grade, that's B, and then otherwise, which is the default case, let's just drag it here. The default is going to be set the variable grade and that's going to be A. Okay, now we have passed the score as 600, so what that means is it should give us grade C. So let's go and click run. And you can see the grade is now assigned as C. Let's just change the value from 600 to 250. Okay, so what that means is it should give grade as D. Hit run. And you can see the grade is D. Let's change the value to 900, which should get into the default case because it doesn't fall in any of the case. So hit run. And we should see the grade is assigned as A because that gets into the default case. When you actually go ahead and work with the case, what you can actually do is you can see that we have a different operator. So if it's a numeric value, of course you can have this equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, and if you have a string variable, you can also go with is empty, is not empty, contains, and there are a lot of other operators to work with the string type. So I hope the simple example helped you to understand how do we use a switch in the Power Automate desktop. I thank you so much for watching the video.